York, home to millions of people all living different and distinct lives from each other, perhaps unaware of any forces that may be observing them. Some believe there is a new type of surveillance being deployed, or perhaps it's just been among us for years without our knowledge, and they are willing to share that information with us today.
As cameras become more and more prominent in our world, they are everywhere, from our phones to our learning places to our workplaces. You are watching me through a camera. These cameras capture lots of information, which can be useful to save lives or to stop crimes from happening. They see all, and they store all. But the government obviously wants this information, as they have previously shown to tap people's private phones. We have reached the point where people believe that the government is taking surveillance way too far. We have managed to contact a group that believes that birds are actually part of the government.
But could this be true? And how serious or devoted would this person be about their thoughts on birds and their roles as governmental spies? And among their lunacy, could we possibly uncover some truth?
As we continue our coverage about the conspiracy that birds have been eradicated and replaced with drones, we are here with a believer in birds, or actually a not believer in birds. What are your thoughts on the idea that birds aren't real?
I think this is a true statement, of course. I think the people who don't believe that birds are real are just sheep, and I'm here to enlighten them.
If we are all sheep, then how is it the idea that we have multiple textbooks covered about bird biology?
Fake news.
Indeed. So, as I have here, I have an accurate diagram of a pigeon, which are the most common bird found here in New York, as you saw by previous footage. How would you explain the anatomy of that as a drone for surveillance?
Do you know what this type of bird model is designed for?
No, enlighten me, please.
Specifically designed for city surveillance. And I can explain where the parts are exactly through this perfectly beautiful diagram that will show you the parts. This right here, the eyes, perfectly black, just like a camera, is where that camera is located. The battery is located in its midsection around here. And also, one big thing that people always think of, why don't birds get electrocuted when they go on power lines, right? It's because their legs are designed in order to charge. They're conductors in order to charge, and that's why they have two legs. They have a positive and a negative in order to get the charge.
As this information came to me, I was bewildered and could only wonder what information laid ahead of me as this information kept coming.
As you have stated, pigeons are a New York exclusive model that are a critical staple of the city. But do you think there are other drones that are designed for different purposes all over the world?
Most definitely. There's the seagull. The seagull is a coastal surveillance bird. There's the vulture, which is a sanitation bird. There's crows that are stealth attack drones, and there's hummingbirds, one of the most dangerous birds out there for one good reason. They're cute, and they have the very needle-like beak, so it could inject you with different things. Anti-vaxxers think their main enemy is the government, but no, it's birds.
So you're saying these bird drones are designed to do the jobs that the government or people themselves won't do. So wouldn't you say that's a positive?
Not exactly, because birds are the first thing they replaced. What's next? Dogs? Cats?
What about pet birds? What about those? Do you think those are drones that... Do you think everyone that owns one is a spy of the government? Or they are unwilling participants of the system?
They are 100% unwilling participants of the system. Think about it. What's the safest place you feel to be open and your open feelings about? Your home. It's the safety of your home, and you're not afraid to say what you want to say. So these birds are there in order to observe you in your own home, getting specific information that you're afraid to say outside. And when you're feeding it, what do you think it's doing? Gaining energy? No, it's gaining samples. This is how they send data back to the advertisement agencies, and how the government just gains information on you in general.
So by this logic, what you think would be bird sanctuaries? Would you equate them to repair stations?
Kind of. I feel like bird sanctuaries are more of a area to build the illusion that they're real.
So bird sanctuaries are sort of okay in your idea?
Not at all. It's propaganda.
And as I heard that, was it possible I was starting to believe in this too?
You seem to have quite the experience and knowledge about caged birds and them living in your home. Would you possibly have been a recipient of a pet bird one day?
I was. And to be honest, I wasn't always a person that believed that birds aren't real. But eventually one day I was enlightened. I was fooled, just like the rest of everyone else, that birds are real. So the way I fell victim to this was I bought one. It was a gift from my mother. And I fed it and I took care of it. And then this whole time I didn't notice that it was just gathering data on me. And one day it just left me. It saw an opportunity to escape and return the information that it had back to the government. So the government fooled me into loving this thing, but in actuality, it just used me.
So how did you notice it was taking data on you?
Just when you enter a room, it tracks your every movement. When I have food, it's so interested, like it wants to gather the information. As I explained earlier, we're not feeding it, we're just giving it information.
Okay, so with your story recalled, what do you think should be the future of birds in this world, and not only this nation, but worldwide, and how the future should be shaped up?
I'll tell you how we could change this. The way we could change this is by exposing it and spreading the knowledge to as many people as we can. We need to get back our country. The land of the free? No, it's not. With my every movement being tracked by these birds, I want my freedom back. So together, we could get our country back and make it free again.
Nope.
Well, everybody's heard about the bird.